Hello, if you're watching this, that means that you, that's right, you want to learn how to fly this. This is just a basic guide for wow, basic guide for how to fly helicopters in Arma Reforger. Now, there's a couple things before I get started. That's one. Now, two, I recommend using mods, especially the Little Bird mod. For Armory Forger, there's a lot of mods. They're built in. You don't have to download them through any other platform, just Armory Forger. So I recommend getting the WCS Airplugs mod and also the MH6 Little Bird because this thing is a go-kart in the air. It's easy to control and it's good for beginners. Now, once you have this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do earplugs volume reduction, put this guy up to 95 for the sake of this video because this thing is loud and I'll actually show you guys what it sounds like. So, I am Arma Barra, or Mr. Capybara, whatever you like. Now, I think I already said that. I don't know. This is one of my first videos ever. So, uh, yeah, let's get straight into the piloting. So, to start it, it is as simple as holding R or even looking down here and just pressing whatever it is, F or whatever it is. If you're using basic, that's what this is. I use the basic controls. Remember that. Okay, now we're going to talk about collective. Collective is the main way to fly. This is what gets you up and gets you down. How you can land, how you can get up in the air. Okay, for collective up, it is as simple as left or right shift. Depending on if you're using arrow keys or not. This is for PC, by the way. It should say in the title, depending on what I make it. Now, for collective down, it is control left or right control. You can land. Now, rudder. For the rudder, it is even more simple actually. It's just E and Q, which is surrounded by WASD. So E gets you right, Q gets you left. You already, with just this, you can make a combo of going this way and going this way and just dancing around and then, going down. Now, going forward or tilting down versus tilting up, or tilting forward or tilting backward. To tilt forward, just press W. Yes, when you're tilting forward, you go down. So always make sure that when you tilt down, though you do gain speed, you lose altitude. So if you start to get close to the ground, pull up and then hold collective up, also known as left or right shift, and then you get more altitude, which then you can also use for more speed and just get a bunch of speed. Now, as you can see, I'm doing something cooler than just a simple rudder turning. This is called leaning. You can lean with your D and A slots, or controls. Now, this allows you to turn. It's not called leaning. I call it leaning. I just realized. Anyways, this is how you lean or turn or whatever. Now, you can mix the rudder and the leaning into a combo to turn faster, but you also do go down. Now, for tilting backward. What is this mysterious music playing? Anyways, going backwards, it is S, and it makes you go further down to the ground. Well, wouldn't you know? Now, another cool thing that you can do is called landing. There's many different ways you can land in Arma Reforger with any type of helicopter, really. But some of the most basic ones, which I'll gain some speed here first, try to find a somewhat open area, is as simple as tilting your or pressing your S key to just do a little thing like this, and then quickly holding W when you start to fall and collective up. And then once you get a bit higher, now that you're slow, you can hold collective down. It is simpler said than done, and simpler shown. When you're playing by yourself, it can take some time to learn, especially if you don't have the right amount of height. The next way is more simpler, actually. Uh, it's just a simple turn. That's right. It's called the J hook, but it's a more simplified version. With the J hook, you're going all crazy. You do like a barrel roll and some stuff. But with this guy, it's just a simple 360 turnaround. You stay in the air. You can even turn on auto hover, which is C. Now, for auto hover, don't keep it on. Only keep it for when you're landing, especially if you're trying to land in a specific area. Because if you have auto hover on, you can't gain speed. I mean, you can, but you can only go up to 5 knots, which isn't good. But then you're able to just control and then poof, down on the ground. Next way, which is really more advanced, so if you think you're ready to take the next step from the basic landings after having some good practice in, for those and getting really good at that, you're able to do another one, which I don't know what it's called. I learned it a long time ago, and I still don't know its name, but it's very simple. Well, not very simple, very fun and somewhat easy to do. Gain speed, hold S, then press your lean and your rudder. And then you do like a little 360 turnaround, you go upside down, really cool. And then usually you lose speed, gain altitude, just hold control and then or collective down and you're good to go. And that's that. Now, for third person, I recommend using third person for in landing because you can see all around you. And it really helps out a lot sometimes, especially when you're trying to like dodge specific objects or like there's something in the air behind you, you're trying to see it. It really helps out. Now, for the final piece, I am going to be doing a barrel roll. Do not attempt this unless you are truly ready to. Because I say this because I don't want you to get discouraged like I did when I first saw the barrel roll when I first started flying, and then I couldn't do it and I got discouraged. So only do this if you know that you're most likely be able to. So, the first part I'm going to show you of this barrel roll is flying low to the ground. How does this help? Well, it helps you gain speed. How exactly? If you hold shift while close to the ground, when you're close to the ground, it tries to bring you to said ground. So if you hold shift, it keeps you, or collective up, it keeps you from actually hitting the ground and you stay at the same altitude but only gain speed from there. It takes longer than the simple going up and then flying down, but it is, I'd say, much easier to do and it takes less time. Because with the go up, go down, you like stall there for a second and it's easy for you to get shot. But if you do this, not so much. Now, to do it, you have to perform a slight J hook, and then, yeah, you just go around. I'm not going to explain it in this video, that will be in the advanced tutorial, but how I learned is I just watched Arma Pilot, and then eventually you kind of just catch on. By the way, go check out Arma Pilot. He's the best armor reforger pilot there by far is. So definitely check him out. He's really good. He's what inspired me to learn how to fly, actually. And now I'm happy I did because this unlocks a whole new world in Armory Forger, including explosions. Also, if when you're practicing, I recommend Game Master, Everon specifically, because there's a lot of open fields. As you can see, I'll actually go ahead and come out here. As you can see, there's open fields, open fields, open fields, open fields. And if you come over here, there's even these hay ones, which some of them, if I can find it, are like absolutely huge. I think it was this one, these ones, and this one. These ones are huge. So yeah, if you're trying to practice or learn, heck, you can even come here. It's a air ray, especially if you have like a jet mod, which they are adding. Uh, so yeah, definitely recommend trying this and using Game Master in Everon for as much area to be able to do. And if you eventually get good at the, you know, open area and you want to take it a bit step further to not so open, you can try landing on, whoa, that was a bit too high. There you go. You can try, and always try, landing on other areas. Like, right here, for example. You can always try landing in here, though it will be very difficult, especially if you're new. But remember, fast is smooth, smooth is fast, fast is fast as frick. So always remember, practice is key. Practice is key. I was Mr. Capybara, and that is how you fly a helicopter in Arma Reforger.